continue to offer sustainable hedge against environmental risks such as inflation and other uncertainties. Equities also provide growth prospects as the environment stabilizes. At the beginning of 2018 financial year, we promised to deliver value by focusing on exploiting new opportunities, financial inclusion, operational efficiencies, and building digital capabilities. In the slides that follow, I'll provide you with an update of some of the key initiatives that we are undertaking around our focus areas for this year. Looking at exploiting new opportunities, we completed phase 1 of developing stands in Pumula South in Blawayo. Nearly all the stands developed under phase 1 of the project were sold out by the end of June 2018. Pegging for phase 2 of the development has also been completed, and contractors will commence work once outstanding approvals have been obtained. Development of stands in Ngolomane is progressing well. Sewer and water reticulation works were nearing completion as of 30 June 2018. We intend to deliver a total of 1,082 stands in Pumula South and Ngolomane through these developments. We believe this will contribute significantly in addressing the country's housing backlog in urban areas. Our alternative investments portfolio grew by 41% from $46.6 million in June 2017 to $65.6 million as of 30 June 2018, due to a combination of new investments, disbursements totaling $5.7 million, and capital appreciation of existing portfolio companies totaling $18.3 million over the comparable periods. We believe that alternative investments present an opportunity for growth, and we will continue with efforts to grow this portfolio. During the first half of the year, we acquired 6.6 hectares of land in the resort town of Victoria Falls. This land has been earmarked for hospitality-related infrastructure. Development of this land will give us a presence in the tourism sector as we seek to diversify our property portfolio. The number of our customers grew by 6% from 1.2 million customers at the beginning of 2018 to 1.28 million as at 30 June 2018. This growth in customer numbers was mainly driven by the acquisition of new customers in the retail mass market segment of our life business. I'm very delighted to show you those pictures. Construction of our estate market is nearing completion, with the superstructure and all building works having been completed by 30 June 2018. Some delays, however, were encountered in the delivery of the project due to challenges in sourcing foreign currency for some of the building materials that are not available locally. There has been keen interest from prospective tenants, and we have now started processing applications. The building demonstrates our commitment to the nation's economy through development of small and medium enterprises, SMEs, and it is part of our financial inclusion strategy. again focusing on financial inclusion. For the 2017 and 2018 agricultural season, we expanded our weather index insurance offering Rujowa, Utabo, which we have spoken about before, to include cover for excess rainfall as well as other crops such as sorghum, millet, soya, paprika, groundnuts, and sugar beans. The number of signed up farmers increased from 350 in the comparable prior period to over 1,000 in the current period. We intend to scale up further in the upcoming 2018 and 2019 agricultural season. The dry spell in January 2018 triggered payouts in some locations and saw over 300 farmers receiving compensation. And we are very happy that we were able to make payouts because it benefited those farmers that invested in this product, and it does demonstrate to others that insurance, particularly in the risky agricultural sector, is important. These payouts in the face of decreased yields were key in highlighting the importance and value of weather index insurance to our target market. We've also previously talked about Loro, Dawendel, Jimba, Wedza, Dongoshava, Oromonzi, Beatrice, Chitungwiza, Marondera, and Harare, with CBD branch in Harare providing these services. The business is now working on an expansion drive to increase its geographical presence countrywide, with services already being provided in Bulawayo. During the first half of the year, we completed the setup and resourcing of an integrated contact center to facilitate better communication with our customers and better customer service delivery. The contact center will enable us to further enhance quality of service delivery to our valued customers, and it is part of our focus to build digital platforms. We have continued investing in digital platforms for our banking customers to provide them with alternatives and the flexibility of transacting without having to get into banking halls. As a result of this initiative, the total number of transactions performed on mobile and point-of-sale machines grew by 75% from 8.9 million in the first half of 2017 to 15.5 million in the first half, or in the comparable period of June ended June 30, 2018. Operating and administrative expenses declined by 6% to 45.6 million from 48.7 million in the comparable period. The decline was mainly as a result of various cost containment measures being implemented. In the past, we have shared with you how we have invested in ICT systems. This decline in operating expenses is testament that investments we have been making in IT systems are bearing fruit, resulting in expenses going down without compromising growth and customer service. Just giving you further update on the key initiatives. Work on the implementation of the managed separation strategy culminated in the successful listing of Old Mutual Limited on 26 June 2018, with a primary listing on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, a standard listing on the London Stock Exchange, and secondary listings on the Malawi, Namibia, and Zimbabwe stock exchanges. Following the listing in June 2018, Old Mutual has unveiled a vibrant new brand identity that the Master of Ceremony was talking about to reflect our fresh customer-led approach and stronger focus on Africa. Our brand repositioning campaign is aligned with our new vibrant brand identity. Our brand has always spoken about expertise and experience, trust and knowledge. But the time is now for the brand to also speak of our intensified customer-led approach and our stronger focus on Africa. Following our primary listing on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange in June, it was clear that our brand identity needed to combine the stability and continuity of our brand values with the fresh new spirit, abundant optimism, and the seize the day spirit of Africa. We believe that Old Mutual's renewed focus on Africa will also benefit the Zimbabwe business through increased operational support. Being cognizant of the communities in which we operate, during the first half of 2018, we invested in our country's social fabric through sporting events, health, education, arts, and culture. Some of the events we supported during the first half of the year were the National School Quiz, financial literacy training, development of grassroots rugby, the Harare International Festival of the Arts Haifa 2018, and the 2018 Zimbabwe Open Golf Tournament. Finally, our people are a significant component of our competitive advantage and play an important role in the delivery of our strategy. We continue to invest in our people through training and empowerment by championing diversity in our staff complement. We have previously spoken of our goal to improve gender diversity in leadership positions within the organization. I'm very pleased to say that over the past 5 years, the percentage of females in the group executive committee has grown from under 10% to around 50%, and we are very proud of that achievement. We also retained our certification as a top employer. I now want to turn on to financial performance review. On that slide, we share with you the various lead indicators that drive the performance of our business. Net client cash flows, NCCF, increased by 101% to 66.7 million due to a combination of growth in inflows and the lower outflows compared to prior periods. Outflows were 13% lower than prior periods as there was improved retention of funds in our asset management business, coupled with lower benefit payments in the life company due to a slowdown in full commutation payments. Total revenue, excluding investment return, grew by 12% to 188.9 million, driven by growth in net earned premiums and higher fee income. The higher fee income was driven by higher asset-based fees resulting from high net client cash flows and gains on listed equities. I've already spoken to the decline in operating and administrative expenses as we extracted efficiencies from our investment in ICT. Loans and advances grew by 29% to $765.1 million, driven by growth in mortgages, salary-based loans to individuals, and loans to corporates. Our life sales of 11.7 million were 18% higher than the comparable period, largely as a result of positive performance in the retail segment, which was driven by an improvement in advisor productivity. Lastly, on our lead indicators, funds under management were up by 38% from H1 2017, largely due to a combination of growth in net client cash flows, generated and gains on the Zimbabwe listed equity investments. On the next slide, the group generated strong results from core or underlying operations, with operating profit up 27% from 27 million to 34.3 million, driven by growth in banking and asset management businesses. Banking profits were driven by growth in both net interest income and net non-interest income, while asset management was driven by growth in funds under management, which led to growth in fees. The strong growth in operating profit highlights the performance resilience of core business operations. And I might as well add that this is why I began by showing you our lead indicators, now leading to the impact on core operations, the results from operations. Over and above the value that we extract from core operations, we also report on investment returns on shareholder funds. Investment returns, which are subject to market volatility, however, were down by 57% from the same period last year. The return from the Zimbabwe Stock Exchange Industrial Index in H1 2017 was 35.6%, whereas in 2018 the return was only 2.9%. This is what explains the difference. Effectively, headline earnings, which are an aggregate of operating profit and investment returns, declined by 40% from 89 million in the first half of 2017 to 52.3 million in 2018. This slide shows a strong net profit growth looking at the period 2014 to 2018, averaging 40% over the last 5 years. I also need to make an important point about changes in our primary measure of profit. Following the listing of Old Mutual Limited on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, to align with market practice where we have our primary listings, that is in South Africa, we are now moving away from adjusted operating profit basis, which was the measure used by the London-based Old Mutual PLC, to headline earnings. The main difference between adjusted operating profit and headline earnings is that of the smoothed investment return. The long-term investment return, which smooth returns, will be replaced with actual investment return on the shareholder assets in the profit calculation. This means the earnings will be measured, or the earnings measure will now be impacted by the volatility of the markets. And I'm sure you and ourselves will get used to this. Notwithstanding the volatility of equities in our current environment, we believe in investing in real growth assets as the right strategy, given the risk associated with monetary assets in the current environment. As the environment normalizes, the need to protect values in high exposure to real assets reduces. We therefore expect volatility of the investment returns to subside. Just turning around to the major lines of business, beginning with the life business. Again, I will follow the same pattern, talk about the lead indicators, and then the results from operations. Gross written premiums for our life business went up by 9% from 80 million to 87.4 million, and net client cash flows, NCCF, grew by 50% from 22 million to 33 million. Growth in gross written premium and NCCF was driven by the new business acquired and improvements in the retention of existing business. Operating profits declined by 12% from 9.3 million to 8.2 million due to new business strain. This means, given the long-term nature of our life operations, new business acquired will only become profitable over time. Our banking operations. The banking business recorded a net surplus of 25% to 20.7 million, up from 16.6 million in H1 2017. This was mainly due to growth in net interest income by 15% to 33.8 million on the back of growth in loans and advances. And also net non-interest income, which grew by 32% to 19.8 million due to continued use of card-based electronic banking platforms as alternatives to cash. Our general insurance business, operating profit for the short-term insurance business of 1.3 million was 43% lower than the comparable period last year, weighed down by significant fire-related claims experienced in the first quarter of 2018 and increased repair costs in the private motor book. For our asset management business, funds under management for the asset management business were up by 38% from 2.1 billion in H1 2017 to 2.9 billion as of 30 June 2018, largely due to growth in net client cash flows and fair value gains on equities. As a result of the growth in funds under management, profit before tax for asset management business increased by 84% from 3.7 million to 6.8 million. Looking at this slide, it shows the long-term trends of key profit drivers which demonstrate a track record of growth across all business units. You can see growth in funds under management, growth in net earned premiums, growth in banking revenue, and growth in our life gross written premiums. At this juncture, I will hand over to the Finance Director, Takura, to give you detailed explanation of performance. Can we welcome Takura?
Thank you. start with our statement of financial position, or balance sheet, where total assets from the beginning of the year grew by 9% to 3.4 billion versus 3.1 billion at the beginning of the year. This growth in assets has been driven by increase in investments in securities, which was both as a result of gains in the value of listed equities, as well as new investments made, as well as increased loans and advances by 14% due to lending across the different business segments, and also to individuals within CAPS. On the liability side, we have also seen an 11% growth from 2.5 billion to 2.8 billion, which was largely driven by policyholder liabilities due to the growth in the value of matching assets, as well as increase in borrowed funds, which are lines of credit, offshore lines of credit, where we saw CAPS increase its levels of drawdowns on certain facilities. We also saw increases in deposits, which was used to fund the loan book growth that I mentioned earlier. In terms of net equity, our net equity increased by 2% or 11 million. However, this is despite us having made a 20 million opening period adjustment upon the adoption of the IFRS 9 new accounting standard, which was effective from this year, as well as the payment of around 25 million in dividends, which happened during the period. Slide 20 shows distribution of our assets, most of which are held by the life company, closely followed by CAPS. Turning to the group statement of profit and loss, if I can just take you through some of the key lines. Net earned premium, 8% above prior year due to the growth in business volumes for both life insurance and general insurance business. Banking net interest income is also higher than the prior period due to the impact of growth in the loan book and effective management of our cost of funds, and we see that gross interest income is up by 13%, while the interest expense is down by 5%, despite the growth in deposits. Fees and commission income up 23% as a result of increasing electronic transaction volumes in the banking business, as well as growth in fees earned by the asset management business, which is based on underlying asset values. Overall revenue is down 23%. You'll see that unrealized gains on investment securities is lower than in the prior period. But if you adjust for that, if you allow for that, you're happy to see that realized income was up 11% from 2017. If you look at the expenses, net claims and benefits, down on last year, matching the underlying relative performance of assets, relative movement during the period. Fees, commission, and other acquisition expenses are up because this is a function, these are direct costs, which are a function of transactions, particularly in the banking space. Credit loss charges are up on prior year, but this is on a higher loan book. But if you are to look at it in relative terms, the non-performing non-performing loan ratio in the period, first 6 months of 2018, was 7.5% compared to 8.8% last year. So there's actually been an improvement in the quality of the loan. Other operating expenses, we have already spoken about that. It was a function of cost efficiencies being realized in the business. And then if we look at our headline earnings, or net profit before tax of 66 million, compared to a prior of 101.8 million. Net of tax, that is 53.9 million, compared to 89.4 million last year. And the key issue here, or the main difference, is that in 2018, shareholder assets earned 29 million in terms of the profit from shareholder assets, while in 2017, they earned 69 million. So it's quite a significant transformation there, but at least both numbers are positive. But again, when you adjust for this market volatility and look at the core operations, we are actually up 27% from last year, as reflected in the results from operations. Slide 22 just shows the profit contribution between the various business units, with the largest contributors to our profit, as you can see, being life business and banking, but also with notable contributions from asset management, general insurance, as well as investment returns on the holding company. The group remains well capitalized, and our capital levels are above our own internal targets, which are more onerous than those required by the regulator. So we are very happy with the level of capital that we've managed to retain in the business. In summary, these results are reflective of solid growth in profit from operations. We also see the fruits of diversification as seen in the multiple sources of profit. We see cost efficiencies being realized, with expenses being down in an environment where inflation is trending upwards, and a resilient balance sheet able to support risks taken within our risk appetite, as well as able to absorb market shocks. I will now hand over to the CEO for closing.
Thank you very much, Tafura, for adding color to the results that we shared today, showing a very strong business, well capitalized, very robust underlying core operations. However, I remain cautiously optimistic about the prospects of the future in the medium term. Some of the key initiatives we tend to deliver on in the second half of 2018 are as follows. 1, official opening of the East Gate market. 2, we want to commence phase 2 of the development of Umbula South stands. 3, we want to continue building our digital capabilities. 4, we want to continue growing our alternative investment book. And finally, work has just begun, and we will continue refreshing our brands. We remain focused on building a strong business that will be best positioned to continue to deliver value to our customers and shareholders into the future. We will will provide opportunities. So we believe that the environment, the operating environment, will provide opportunities as the market opens up. We have laid a strong foundation for our business, and we will seek to consolidate and grow from this base. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, this formally concludes the briefing on our 2018 half-year results. I thank you, and we will go through question and answer session. Over to you, MC.
Thank you very much to our GCEO, Mr. Jonas Mshosho, and of course our Group FD, Mr. Takura, for that presentation. We are now open for question and answer. We've got a microphone that is roving, so simply raise your hand, identify yourself, and you can ask your question. Our top panel today consists of Mr. Simon Hammond, of course, of CABS, Mr. Isaiah Mashini, who's our Group COO, Mr. Mshosho, the Group CEO, and our Group FD, Mr. Kuni. So please go ahead, raise your hand, and we'll be able to field your question. Is that satisfaction or stunned silence? Or the sheer volume of information? Okay, we'll leave it open for another 20 seconds. All right, I think those strong results deserve a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, it is a prayer. Just in time. Happiness, please go.
Just a small little question.
Please kindly identify yourself. Yes, please.
Happiness? What's your strategy on the insurance business? Noting that the results are not very good on the insurance side, so what's your strategy going forward?
I'll take that question. Thank you for that question. We actually think that our insurance business is in a very strong position. One of the things that I did was to give you the lead indicators. So the lead indicators will tell you what will happen to a business. So all our lead indicators on our insurance business are very positive. Our gross written premiums are growing. Our sales are growing. Our net client cash flows are growing. Our funds under management are growing. So if you have ticked all those boxes, then the future for that business is very positive. What happens in the short term where you are growing sales is that you create liabilities from those sales in terms of future benefit payments and the expenses that you pay upfront. That's why I talked about new business trade. As you increase your sales in the short term, you suffer some losses, but this will unwind as time goes on. So the positive thing around your life business is to say, what is the direction of your lead indicators? And those are certainly positive, and therefore we think we are in a good space and we must continue to grow. That's why we grew customer numbers. The customer numbers will continue to grow. We must look for opportunities in the SME sector, and we must also make sure that in terms of our investments, where you can often get short-term fluctuations, we diversify our investments. We spoke about growing our alternative investments. We also spoke about diversifying our property portfolio to make sure that we spread our risks. So I'm very bullish about our life business. Thank you.
Thank you very much, GCEO, for a question here.
My name is Ranga. My question is on the banking. I've noted that both your non-interest income and your net interest income have increased. But then the proportion is too much in favor of the net interest income. I wanted to just get a sense of the future of the business in terms of what you should expect vis-a-vis the composition of total income in a market where some banks are increasingly trying to drive more non-interest income because of its less volatility compared to the net interest income. So what should we expect in terms of that split for CAPS going forward? And then maybe another question is on the alternative investments. Also just want to get a sense of the kind of average return on investments that you are getting, and what kind of exposures or assets do you have in that area? Are you seeing the kind of return that you had in mind when you got into that asset class?
So I'm going to ask the Managing Director of CAPS to deal with the banking question, and the Managing Director of our investment group, Madhuri Maida, to respond to the issue on the alternative investments, bearing in mind that we always take a long-term view. That's important. Simon?
Thanks, James. Afternoon. Yes, I think there's a reasonably even split there, although I think you'll see that the net non-interest income has grown a little faster than the interest income. Partially that's driven by the fact that since up until March last year we had higher interest rates, and then you may recall the RBZ regulated interest rate, so that has certainly squeezed the margins. There has been, certainly in the early part of this year, a tightening of the money market when the RBZ was taking quite a lot into 7% points as well, so that drove the cost of money a little bit. I think overall we would probably like to keep a reasonable balance. There's a huge growth in electronic transactions in the market, and I think we were fairly well positioned to take advantage of that, and I think we'll continue to do so. And through that we need to continue innovating on the digital front. We need to balance against that, obviously, that it's in terms of its relatively light capital. It's a very competitive space. Small fintechs, MNOs, etc., can all jump into that space. So I think it does pay to continue with a reasonably diversified range. And lending, we remember our roots. We're a lender to the individual mortgage lender, and we've got no intention of running away from it.
Yes, thanks, Ranga, for the question. I think the question was in two parts. The first part, talking to our returns that we are achieving on our alternative investments asset class. As indicated in the presentation, the return for the first 6 months was 20%, which we are very happy with, and that return was coming from both new investments as well as value uplifts on the existing investments. The second part of your question related to where we are invested in, I can only give you the sectors that we are invested in. And one of them is the energy sector. You know that we're invested in Kutinga Hydro Energy, as we spoke in the last presentations. We also have investments in agriculture, telecoms, financial services, light and heavy manufacturing.
Thanks very much, Martin.
Interest when you invest in alternative assets, how do you ensure that your investment is protected if you are you've got partners in those sort of businesses?
Okay, we normally target 26% and above. 26% gives us negative control. Then we also ensure that we've got board representation in most of our investments.
next question. There is one. Okay. At the risk of a hand going up at the last second, I think we'll close it there. The time is exactly 3 p.m. and allow me to ask us all to thank our top panel and of course our presenters for today. And invite you to join us for refreshments upstairs in La Fontaine, where our team will be on hand, our full team. Just hold on 2 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, before we depart, like I was saying, we've got refreshments in La Fontaine, where our team will be on hand. If you have any questions that do come up, they'll be available and on hand. But before we leave, I would like to show you our brand new brand identity. As we said, we are rolling out to every startup. So if you kept an eye on the newspapers, you would have seen something. But I'd like to show you what was
but mutual limited Pan-African. Manually, I'm the Chief Marketing Officer for All Mutual Limited. I think it's quite an exciting time. We dipped in asset list in Malawi, Zimbabwe, Namibia, and London. We're very proud of our new brand positioning because we believe that it reflects All Mutual Limited as a Pan-African brand and the role that we play in our customers' lives and the communities in which we operate. Our brand new visual identity is quite vibrant. I believe it's quite different from what other financial services companies are offering. And it will actually show that there is change that's actually in the organization, and it's actually change that will help us win in the market.
focus on my culture. To break new ground. To make my name. It's time to make a champion. To make my mark. It's time to fly. The great things you do tomorrow start with the small steps you take right now.
The time
is now.
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 The time is now.
It's time to take that step with Old Mutual.
Time is now for the realization of your vision. The time is now to do great things. Do great things every single day with Old Mutual. A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for being here. And with that, refreshments are served. May God richly bless you. That's my story. And I'm sticking to it. And I day out.
My name is Lee. I'm the student officer.